So I've just hit 116 days, 116 of complete sobriety. I quit caffeine, nicotine, alcohol, green, a certain horse tranquilizer, everything. I used to dabble in a lot of things for pretty much all of my adult life. I think I had my first drink when I was... Okay, I had my first drink when I was 12, probably. And then I had my first sort of experience of, hey, I really enjoy this when I was like 14. And then from 15, drinking beer, 16, started smoking and stuff. And then that led into partying, going to raves, drum and bass, dubstep. A lot of good times, to be fair. I don't regret any of it. I regret some of it, actually. There was a good period of like 2 or 3 years that it was amazing. And then when I look back after that, it was just addiction. It was just continuing to take things and do that because you don't know anything else. And everyone you know is doing the same stuff. So no one's there saying we shouldn't be doing this. And yeah, it was just... Could have avoided that. And then basically what my 20s were just... That's when all of the addiction and the traumas and stuff from childhood, that's when all that stuff sort of surfaced. So the 20s for me was just madness. And I'm 34 now, and I finally, like, after years, I've been whittling down, chipping away at all of these things, just one by one. And the last things to go were alcohol, caffeine, nicotine, green. I came to Thailand and I let myself indulge for a little bit. I was like, screw it. You know what? Just to get out of your system, just go for it, indulge, go partying, go drinking. And I had an absolute nightmare of a hangover where, you know, them really bad hangovers where you are just throwing up and like you can't keep any food down. I couldn't even drink water for a whole day, and I was just in this hostel, like pod hostel, and it went on for a long time. I had to renew my hostel there. I was meant to leave and go to Phuket, I think, or no, I was on my way to Laos. And yeah, I had to extend my stay there. I was just not right for two or 3 days. I think day 3 I could actually function, but it was so bad. And that's the last time I drank, I think. I think before that, I didn't drink for a few days, and I was kind of dabbling with, shall I quit sort of thing. And then there was this drum and bass party on a boat, and I was like, I went there. I was going to try and do it sober, but I think because I was so early in the sobriety, it was too soon to go to a place like that. When you're in the first week or two of quitting, you just want to not be anywhere near whatever you're quitting because you're going to take it. And I went to this party on the boat, and yeah, I just started ordering drinks. I got a vodka and something. And then these guys that I met who like came to the drum and bass with me, one of them was like, "Oh, get some shots then, shall I?" And then he got some shots, and he got me a shot of whiskey. It's making me feel horrible right now. And yes, then beers and stuff. I think I just had a really bad mix after not really drinking for a while anyway. And yeah, it was an absolute horrible... I threw up when I got back to the hostel. And then the next day, I was just... It was one... Do you know, like, when you're in that hangover where you can't keep anything down and it's, like, the worst thing ever? It feels like one of the worst days you've ever had. And it kind of is. But yeah, that is my memory of drinking. And I just remember thinking, like, screw this, man. Like, what am I doing to my body? Like, I did this willingly. Not only that, I paid for it. I spent money to feel like this. What the hell? What the hell is that? So yeah, 116 days to me is absolutely crazy. And there's just so much to say when it comes to like what's happened in 116 days. Sobriety. I mean, I've never felt this good, I wouldn't say. I just feel like I'm not saying things are perfect or that I don't have struggles, but I've learned coping skills to deal with when I feel uncomfortable and bored. But I've never been more productive. I sleep well. I just go to sleep early. I wake up early. I've been trying to wake up as early as I can because I've realised that I'm really productive in the morning. And I woke up at 5:30 this morning, and I worked on music until like 12, which is, to me, is like I've dreamed about this. And I was always groggy and tired from drinking and whatever. And even caffeine and nicotine, they all affects your deep sleep. And people just do these things all the time, willy-nilly, just thinking it's not affecting them, but it is. And then everyone's just trapped in a loop. You're like, oh yeah, I've just trapped in a loop. But I feel like I'm kind of getting to a point where I can break a loop. Maybe I'm breaking the loop. Even me talking to this camera and posting it is like a new thing. I wasn't doing this when I was drinking. I was just trying to start to. I really wanted to. But I just always felt so crappy. Always so groggy and just like blah that I just didn't want to post. And I've looked back on videos of me when I was in that state, and I look I look a lot less unhealthy. So yeah, I don't know if this is coherent, but it's more of a blog thing, just to post and overcome my posting fear, get out of my head, a little blog so I can look back at a point and be like, wow, dude, cool. But yeah, if anyone no one really watches these right now because I'm in the 0 view jail. But if anyone does who is going sober or thinking about it, feel free to post some questions and I'll answer them as best I can. But overall, going sober is, to me, it seems like it's what I've always needed to and wanted to do. But I always tricked myself into thinking, oh no, I just need to do something else. Or no, I can keep the caffeine, or I can keep keeping something. Everyone needs a vice, right? But yeah, it's like I feel like I'm at the beginning of a new version of me and a new life, and the one that I've always craved for, but I've just always been stuck in this cycle. So yeah, that's the blog. Peace.